Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Monday, October 17th, 2016. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The two main political parties, the Socialist Party and the Democrat Party, are facing pressure from all other political forces and the main stakeholders from civil society to open the open list system to the upcoming 2017 parliamentary elections. The need for an open list system, a democratic system through which citizens can vote for their MP of choice from the party's list, was publicly articulated by the Assembly Speaker. Smaller political parties have been asking for an open list system for a long time, and today the chairman of the Socialist Movement for Integration's parliamentary group announced that the official proposal for open lists will be sent to the Ad Hoc Commission on Electoral Reform. The chairman of the SMI parliamentary group considers the open list system to be a European practice. The Republican Party and the Party for Justice, Integrity, and Unity are also asking and supporting the plan for open lists. The Republican Party's chairman signed a document along with 40 other parties to place the open list system as the main request. Meanwhile, neither the Socialist nor Democratic parties have made an official statement regarding the open list. But sources within both parties have told Aura News that the system will not be accepted. It is learned that the parties' arguments will be given in the Ad Hoc Commission on Electoral Reform. An open list describes any variant of party list proportional representation where voters have at least some influence on the order in which a party's candidates are elected. This is opposed to closed list, which allows only active members, party officials, or consultants to determine the order of its candidates and gives the general voter no influence at all on the position of the candidates placed on the party list. Additionally, an open list system can also allow a voter the alternative of voting for the party as a whole without expressing a preference between individuals. Varying open list systems have different possibilities, each giving the voter varying amounts of influence. Voter choice is usually called preference vote. The chairman of the Socialist Movement for Integration's parliamentary group expressed his conviction that the new Central Election Commission's chairman should be politically independent and that the country needs a chairman or chairwoman who will administer the upcoming parliamentary elections in an unbiased way. There are 5 people in the race for the Central Election Commission office. The chairman of the Socialist Movement for Integration's parliamentary group believes in an open process. In many past cases, the Central Election Commission has decided the winners or losers through its interpretation of electoral law, causing many tensions in Albanian politics. It remains to be seen whether the 2017 parliamentary elections will be administered in an unbiased way and with transparency, or if there is risk of being affected by the official administrator. Even though Albanian institutions are under legal obligation to declare the minimum living level, Albania does not have a publicized minimum living level. However, the Ombudsman is expected to make its report on poverty and the minimum living level public by October 25th. Since 2012, we have requested for the Albanian government to declare a minimum living level, but that has not happened. In this case, we decided to declare it for the sake of transparency. It's important that the Albanian citizens know their situation. The Institute of Ombudsman has appointed an organization from civil society along with different experts to make a study, and its results will be made public on October 25th, the Ombudsman declared. According to the Institute of Statistics, the poverty indicators for 2014 show 14.3% of Albanian families live in absolute poverty, having 4,891 lek monthly, and 2.2% of Albanian families live in extreme poverty. The Ombudsman says that 7.3% of Albanian families receive economic aid from the state, which is a small number compared to the real number of families that need financial support. According to the World Bank evaluations, a poor family should minimally receive 7,500 lek in economic aid from the state. On the heels of announcing salary increases for police officers, today the Prime Minister announced a 10% increase for teacher and professor salaries. The Prime Minister declared that the International Monetary Fund was not in favor of this increase and that discussions with the IMF have been difficult. However, the Prime Minister stated that the government aims for teachers, police officers, and doctors to have the highest salaries in the region. The Prime Minister announced that the Albanian government will allocate a 100 million fund for salary and pension increases. 100 million will be used for salary and pension increases. 18 million out of the 100 million will be used for 34,000 teacher salary increases, declared the Prime Minister, adding that 5 million will be used for university employee salaries. The Prime Minister also commented on government reforms, emphasizing the education system reform may be deep and painful, but quite necessary. 3 years ago, when we came into power, we found 35 million in educational system debts. We also found a poor educational infrastructure. Today, we have made a historic turning point in every aspect. We are going in the right direction for transforming education in Albania, declared the Prime Minister. Moreover, the Minister of Education declared that the government will see the reforms through. The Minister of Finance declared that the previous government increased salaries and pensions by creating new debts and that the current government is increasing salaries and pensions with its own fund and not by creating new debts. The Minister of Finance also promised that the public debt will decrease at least 1% by 2017. The State Supreme Audit has evaluated damages caused to the state's budget in 2015 at 8 billion lek, with an increased level of public debt. Speaking at the Parliamentary Economic Commission about realizing the 2015 budget, the head of the State Supreme Audit declared that the economic growth has not been at the right levels and that economic development has not been stable. Meanwhile, the Minister of Finance, who was present at the commission, declared that the budget for 2015 has been realized by bringing a stable economic growth, which leaves room for salary increases also for the coming year. But the former Minister of Finance declared that the salary and pension increases will be realized by taking new debts, and that according to him, the increase is lower compared with the price levels. Today, the Parliamentary Law Commission discussed a legal amendment package to enable the Ministry of Justice to reduce the level of non-performing loans. The Ministry of Justice proposed a civil code intervention in order to change procedures regarding reviewing execution order decisions in cases of non-performing loans. Both the left and right-wing members of the commission rejected the proposal. The Democrat MP Edward Halimi and Socialist MP Vasilika Husi argued that the request for both borrower and bank reps to be represented in judicial process will only make the situation worse and will endlessly delay the process. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Parliamentary Law Commission criticized the banking system, blaming it for the non-performing loans. In order to consult with the experts, the adoption of the Civil Code Amendment has been postponed until Tuesday. The Democratic Party chairman, Lulzum Basha, declared that the Prime Minister is against electronic voting and counting, as according to him, the Prime Minister is afraid to face the citizens as he has not kept his promises. During a meeting with Democratic Party structures in Korça, the Democratic Party chairman Lulzum Basha emphasized that the Prime Minister wants to change the people's will. They do not want electronic voting and counting. They have invested in drugs and crime because they want to buy the upcoming elections. It's not only the Democrats or Albanians saying this, but the whole world also. The newspaper of the American Congress clearly states that Edi Rama has filled Albania with drugs and the aim to dictate the upcoming elections through drugs. The implementation of the decriminalization law is one of fundamental conditions for the upcoming elections. Together with the other major condition, we have all set the removal of Edi Rama. There cannot be free and honest elections with Edi Rama, declared the Democratic Party chairman. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.